I have finalized the list of notebooks and planners that I'm going to be using for 2026. So I'm just going to do a brief showing of each item. Now, normally with these type of videos, I do a voiceover after the fact, and right now I'm trying to kind of do this in real time. So I'm not quite used to it, so we're just going to see how this goes. This is basically my go-to notebook. So I've got a brain dump section, inbox section, which is pretty much any task as they come in, I'm going to write them there. A section each for my YouTube channels, and then the last section is basically just general ideas. So really the inbox section, I'm not going to open it up because there's some personal things in there, but that's really the first thing I want to check anytime I'm working on my planner so that I make sure that I'm not missing anything. So that is my notebook. It's really just something to help me plan, to just get all my ideas and my tasks in one place so that once I actually sit down to actually plan, I already have an idea of what I'm doing. This was about $4, and it's not terrible quality for $4, honestly, so I'm pretty happy with it. Next up is this Happy Planner, which you will be seeing quite a bit of because this is what I'm going to be doing my budgeting in. So this is a classic size with black rings, and I believe the guts are mostly from the original planner this came with. I'm just going to use monthly spreads and note pages. So I've got these two folders at the front. I really have not set this planner up as far as the front half of it, or the front section here. I'd really like to get some stickers in here that really go along with anything related to budgeting, payday, saving, financial planning, any of that kind of stuff, so that it's just here and ready for me to grab in case I want to use it. I love this design right here. I think that's really, really pretty. So this is from 2022. So this was one that I purchased for the purpose of Franken planning, and I ended up not using this particular planner. So this is why I have the guts for it. So I've got my monthly spread, and then I just have a bunch of note pages. So I will probably move a couple of pages to the front and have a debt tracker and a savings tracker. But then within each month, I just want to have pages for paycheck budgeting and a place to review those budgets. And that's pretty much it. So I've got, now some of this I did actually try to set up for something else. I don't know what it was, but I did not finish. So some of the stuff I'm redating has already been attempted to redate. So January and February will be a little frustrating, but that's about it. It's probably hard to tell, but these speckles on the side are colored in. They look really, really cute. We've got March, always believe in your wildest dreams. April. I'm not a fan of gold, but on a spread like this, I think it really works. I love this design right here. I do feel that Happy Planner has like the best dividers. Like, I love the fact that they really go all out with the theme on their dividers. It's so pretty. Trust in the magic of wild ideas. None of my ideas are that wild, so I don't know, but in every season, be grateful. Ain't that the truth? Stay wildly grateful. Then we've got October, November, and December. And I guess that looks like the same design I had before. So you guys will be seeing this one quite a bit. I'll be doing all of my paycheck budgets in here, any budget reviews in here, any other financial notes and planning. Next up is a Laurel Denise. So this is the small size in the and layout. So I was a bit hesitant to go with Laurel Denise. I'm really trying to lose the habit of leaning towards these higher quality planners. But if I get a planner that is not the right quality, I'm not going to use it. And I've been trying to stick to digital planning for a while, and it's just kind of been a mess. I think digital planning can supplement but not take the place of. So a Laurel Denise like this is usually $50 to $55. I went ahead and bought it on sale for $20 since I got a 2025. So I do have to go through and redate this. But I have to say, this would be worth the full price if I got a brand new planner. The quality of the cover, first of all, the color, the solid color is absolutely gorgeous. Normally for a cover, I like a little bit of a design, not just a solid color, but it is so, so, so pretty. The camera is probably not doing it justice. It is just absolutely gorgeous. And it's very sturdy, very high quality. The rings are fantastic as well. And then in here, I love the fact that this is included. There's a straight one and then one that has kind of a scalloped edge. Nice little folder here. Again, I will probably use this for some stickers that I might use for personal planning, just so that they're right there and easy to grab. Now, I did go through and try to kind of move in and ran out of glue because it was broken, and then tried to fill in with stickers and it didn't really work. So the move-in was not very fun. What I ended up doing was using this for YouTube only for a little while and just have my sticky notes of when I'm filming, when I'm writing, when I'm uploading, etc. I'm basically going to use this planner for meal planning, for cleaning, for YouTube planning, and health related stuff. So that's what I plan to use the planner for. I don't think that's a bad idea, but what I think my ideal circumstance would be to have one work planner and one that is a combination of these two things, where I have health planning and cleaning and YouTube planning and all that stuff, plus everything I need for finances. So I need something that's closer to this classic Happy Planner size that has a decent layout, but also has a ton of space for notes. So I think I found what I'm looking for actually for next year already. But for now, I will keep the financial stuff separate, and this will kind of be everything else, basically. And what I love about this planner is that you see your week and your month at the same time. And in addition to that, you've got all of this space over here to work with. Now, this planner is not related to my finances at all, so you're probably not going to see a whole lot of it. I will probably just do a few plan with me's just to kind of show y'all what I did. And that's about it. But if you guys would like to see more of the planner, just let me know. And then lastly, I finally have tried a plum paper planner. So I have been wanting to try plum paper for quite a while. I got one for work and I'm really happy with what I ended up with. I have a silver coil. I personalized it. I have a butterfly on here. And then you've got a few basic stuff. I really love the layout, which I'll show you guys in just a second. So I think these would be fine for goals. I love this page as well. I'm just not quite sure what I would do with it. I kind of feel like with this space, this might be fun to find something I can kind of fill out throughout the year. But anyways, okay, so the divider is extremely plain and matte. So this was basically a misunderstanding on my part. So in what I thought was a section for the tab specifically, I selected neutral sage green. So I thought that that would be the dividers, not just what's inside the planner. And you'll see the sage in just a minute. This is a lot of white. This is a lot of, like I feel the need to decorate it. And it's like, I don't want to feel like I need to decorate the divider. Probably won't use this dashboard for every month. If this was a personal planner, I could think of things to fill this up with. But I've got a few ideas, so I'm just going to kind of see how that works out. Let me actually go to February next. So, all right, so nice, clean monthly spread. There are a few things that you can customize quite a bit in plum paper planners, which is really what drew me to it. So, for example, you can have lines on your monthly spread if you wanted. But this is really what sold me. I absolutely love this layout. I think it's perfect for work specifically. I feel like you have quite enough space to write anything that's specific to the day over here. But then over here, you've got these two columns. You can kind of break them up a little bit if you want to. And then this nice little box space up here that you can kind of choose what to do with. So I absolutely love the layout. But when I chose sage green, I thought that was going to apply to the tabs. So I'm not sure if I misread, but I was not expecting plain white. So I'm a little bit disappointed by that. So I'm very happy with my choice I already know kind of what I would already change if I were to order from them again, which I would happily do. There are just a couple of things that I'm not crazy about. So the cover is, I've kind of moved in and I'm just using like basic note pages until my actual planner starts. So I love this little structure right here. I love the design options that they have. I like the customizations. This kind of feels like a thin placemat. It's a little bit too thin. Now, my Laurel Denise planner, this is just going to sit at my desk. And I'm going to work out of it maybe once a week, if that. This will be on my shelf at work, and I'm going to be carrying it around the building sometimes. I'm going to be in it multiple times every work day. So this is going to have some wear and tear on it. So one thing I would change already would be they have the option of adding like a clear plastic on top of it that's like a separate piece. I would have added that. I think that would have been a great option. I'm sorry, but it's just if I'm going to spend, $60 on your planner, then I think that, it should be a little bit sturdier than this. Now, I say this as someone who's had the planner about a week, so maybe I am overthinking it. Speaking of how much money I spent, I did add, so basically the original cost of this planner was, I want to say $37 and some change for 6 months. It was $10 to make it a 12-month planner, so I went ahead and did that. Adding the clear plastic would have been a couple of bucks, so I think it would have been worth it. I think I should have done that. And then I added some note pages to the back. And this was about $5 if you do like a back section like this, or you can have it dispersed, which I think would have been like $10 or something. And then I had a 10% discount because I'm a first time customer. So I want to say this planner in total base cost was like $55. Now, I am willing to pay that if I feel the quality is there. I say 90% of that quality is there. I'm very happy with what I have. The customization options they have are insane. I love that they have so many options. But one thing that was pointed out to me was the paper quality. I've been reading a lot of comments about their paper quality, and one complaint that they used to get was that their paper was too slick, and people were very happy with the change that it's no longer as slick. However, there's a little bit more see-through. It's kind of hard to see right there. Like maybe like right there. I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but you can see all the lines on the next page. My thing is this. I don't feel like that bothers me if I can, because I only notice it if I'm holding this up and like hold it together to compare it. You know what I mean? I would not have noticed that if someone had not pointed it out to me. But it does kind of make me feel just a little bit that I may have slightly overpaid for this planner. Because I feel like if you're going to charge that much, the quality just needs to be there. It just does. Now, that being said, on one of the notes pages, I want to kind of go through and test different pens, test different highlighters, just kind of see if there's any bleed through, see what the quality is like. Maybe it will surprise me. Maybe it'll be a better result than I think it will. I'm not going to judge yet because I haven't really used it. But those results will probably determine whether or not I would get this planner again. Because if I had to choose right now, I would get 2 plum paper planners for next year. I would get one A5 for work, probably the exact same, just maybe get color on the tabs, that kind of thing, with the additional note pages as well. And I would get a 7x9, which is similar to the classic Happy Planner, in a totally different layout, and I would again add additional note pages. Or I would get the discs instead of the spiral because I already have disc bound note paper that would work perfectly. That is honestly what I'm leaning towards. So I am hoping that maybe the planner cover is a bit more durable than I'm expecting it to be. And I'm hoping that there's really not as much bleed through on the paper. And if that's the case, then I would happily buy this planner again. But I will let y'all know what I think. And that is my lineup.